Hello and welcome back to Everybody Loves Raiken, our 5th edition live play that meets every Tuesday night. Last week, the party finished their fight against the strange, apparently undead angels in the Astral Sea. The only hints that that the party was able to glean from anything was that Raiken's Divine Smite was getting the extra power from them either being fiends or undeads, Leah being able to see through the illusion around them and seeing that they were skeletal, and Lair and Ash specifically being able to recognize snippets of the language they were using being related in some way to the Whispered One, the god Vecna, the Archlich. After they defeated these creatures and retrieved a goodly handful of Vendar's items, which he lost when his bag of holding was destroyed in defeating Tatsuya Lumas, a angel of Avandra appeared, quite coincidentally, indicating that they had been told they might find people in the Astral Sea if they came through this sector, and lo and behold, they found the party. Given that Leah had given thanks to Avandra from time to time in the past, her name was known to the goddess, and apparently so was the group's mission. And to that end, this angel had been authorized to grant a boon of the goddess of fortune and travelers, giving the party the innate ability to connect to one another's minds, telepathically linking them without need for casting the spell, either ritualistically or costing Laramendus his precious spell slots. Additionally, this boon comes with the ability to do it at any moment from anywhere, and potentially for the rest of their lives, as it seems that their souls have been marked. We'll find out if that's for the better or the worse. But they were returned subsequently to their room in the World Over Inn, rising and questioning whether everything they had experienced had been real or a dream, given that they felt fully rested, and nothing in the room seemed to have been disturbed at all, least of which Seltharis, who remained sleeping on the nearby bed. However, their telepathic bond boon remained intact, and everyone who had collected items from this Astral Sea potential dream had retained those items. So deciding that it must have in some way been real, and all is in fact well, they decided to move on to the next problem they wanted to tackle, which was that of Tatsuya Lumas's bag of holding, which he had warned Raiken not to tamper with after he died. Don't fuck with my shit, Raiken. Not having any idea what may or may not be inside, if it's a trap, some form of magic, who knows, or nothing at all. Not wanting to take that risk, Laramendus has, once again, opened the doorway to his personal magnificent mansion, brought the party to the library, and begun constructing a force cage around one of his own unseen servants holding the bag, which belongs to Tatsuya Lumas. And so we join the party in the library as the force cage finishes forming around the bag of holding and the unseen servant. So, party, you are present. Everyone has chosen to accompany Lair. Lair, you are obviously here. You finish casting. What would you like to say about what's going to happen?
No time like the present, Sebastian. And then he just nods.
Do any party members have anything to say or ask in these moments before we find out what's inside the bag of holding?
Finally, let's get this done.
No, I have nothing to say.
Alright, and is everybody going to be keeping this, this safe distance, or is everybody going to crowd up near Laramendus?
I mean, I want to get a little closer, but I'm being careful.
Laramendus is, I don't think overly confident about the stability of a force cage and the difficulty of breaking out of it, but
I'm going to move a
I suppose we
little
will
back.
determine if overconfident is the correct word in a few moments.
Raiken's going.
Should we sit behind an extra barrier then?
No, Raiken's going way up next to it.
If there is any way that a force cage is insufficient, there is no way that an extra barrier will be sufficient.
Raiken just presses his face up against the invisible barrier.
Yeah, this is his brother's bag. He wants to see. He doesn't give two shits.
There could be gold in there. Alright, Yukikaze, where would you like to be?
I'm gonna stand wherever Laramendus is standing.
Okay. You want to be next to him, or behind him, in front of him?
Behind him.
Okay. He feels like an insufficient barrier, but it's better than nothing.
An ablative elf is better than no elf, so...
Do you have magic armor? Can I have magic armor?
I'm sorry.
Laramendus doesn't have magic armor on.
You can cast your spell.
He has the mage armor spell on, but he isn't wearing magic armor.
I'm sorry, Leah is...
The mage armor was what I was referring to.
Does being in winter mean you're surrounded by snowballs on your token?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's good.
The stat itself is more winter as well, but that doesn't transfer to...
No, sadly.
Nightmare.
It's true. Not this. This.
But yeah, I have things on every stand that is like matching.
There. Now we are inside the force cage.
In autumn, there's like leaves. Summer, there's grass. And spring, there's birds. Songbirds.
I'm sorry. I'm noticing that everybody is just forming a straight line, so it's like everybody's standing next to a nuclear reactor, knowing that each person in front of them is going to reduce the radiation they receive by half if something goes wrong.
Look, the nuke spell isn't able to affect outside of the force cage.
Well, I think of it as like red versus blue. It's Sarge's plan. By the time it gets to Jebel, or whoever's the very back, we know the plan has failed.
Yeah. You gotta lead from behind. And that's when you re-strategize. If Yukikaze dies, then Jebel knows he needs to come up with a new plan. Okay. Then, all pieces being said, all pieces being set, are we ready to proceed? Everybody okay with that?
Yes.
Alright. I already forgot. What was this one?
Sebastian?
Sebastian.
That way you know it's done properly.
Oh yeah, of course. You can almost...
like the crab in Little Mermaid.
As unseen as he is, you can see that his outfit is just a little nicer than the other unseen servants. You can tell, you feel, that there's a nice tailcoat that he's wearing. And a dark look as you feel the sigh you cannot hear or see.
Well, so you can they're unseen servants for the purposes of the spell, but they do have they are illusory. Like they are there for the purposes of the mansion. It makes them a little bit different than the original spell, but
so they are more visible than invisible.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think that they are like slightly transparent,
yeah,
so that you know that they're not real and you can like walk through them and everything. But they do have a like shape that they present to the world.
Okay, Sebastian, is going to... You kind of see that shrug of the shoulders as he, lets off a incorporeal sigh and opens the bag of holding. As he does so, you are going to see from the mouth of the bag of holding a cloud of black smoke swirling up in a spiral like a tornado, hitting the top of the force cage and spreading out, filling the area with this dark, impenetrable shroud. And from within the shroud, you're going to begin to hear voices.
Dad, you really should step away a little.
This is harmless.
Completely.
Doesn't look
Currently.
You can hear grunting and hissing and growling and yelling from within the box. And slowly, the black mist begins to part, and you can see through it into the box and its new occupants. Please.
It's an uncomfortable number of creatures within a 10-foot cube.
Yeah, they look extremely uncomfortable, and they are just shoving and yelling at each other. And then finally the smoke clears, and they're able to look out and see all of you. And you recognize this pile of draconic bodies as being Abishai, given that you have faced them once before in close combat. You can see, jammed in there, all 5 colors of Abishai, just compressed on top of one each other. Why do I keep saying the same thing? Compressed on top of one another by the confined space that they were summoned into. But you see, like, pressed up against the glass, like mirroring you, Yukikaze, is a blue one. And it you see its eye kind of rolling around in the socket, and it focuses on you, and it growls, and you hear this... Raiken. And the eye finds you, and you hear a somewhat feminine hiss in common going, "I know these guys!" Which is met with a resounding and echoing, "What? Where?" from the rest of them, who all shift and struggle, squirm and screech as they all get into press themselves into a position where they can see out. And the red one just, "Oh, good. I was hoping we'd have another chance to kill you."
Right, it takes a second. Ryan's like, "I know these guys!"
At the same time as the blue one.
You're going to, hear a bunch of them crying out as they get shoved around, and you're going to see the black one's head just sort of, pop up from the middle and periscope around. And she's going to look around and kind of garble out, "Guys, where is the champion?" She's gonna, look down to you, Raiken, and say, "What have you done with the champion of Tiamat?"
Champion of Tiamat?
Well, that explains a lot.
Hey, he's dead. I blew him up.
Oh, you're talking about my brother. He's not of this world anymore.
He was
He
never
got blown
of
up.
our world.
Translation, he blew him up.
It's just like a collective sigh from inside the box.
Wait, these are the a-holes that did something to Rowan or know where Rowan is.
That's why Raiken was like, "I know these guys."
Yeah, I know that's why you said that, but now I'm stating that. These are the guys that had Rowan.
They don't have him anymore, apparently.
But they might know where he is, too.
Maybe he's just squished in there underneath them all.
Rowan, if you're in there, come to the glass.
The green one is going to like squidge up from the bottom, just like you hear that as its scales slide on the invisible glass, and it's gonna look around and say, "Hey, these are the guys that tried to take that drow from us."
I don't think Ron's here.
They're going to like stay silent for an extra period of time. You just see the shuffling, sliding, squirming within as they all keep trying to find more comfortable positions to stand.
What did you do with him?
The red one
Yes,
is going.
again.
the red one is going to. You're gonna see like two elbows kind of come out under his chin. He's gonna just push the other bodies apart from him, making some space between the white and black one. And he's going to make eye contact with you. You're going to see these flaming orange eyes in his scaly red head. He says, "We did as we were bid. We brought him below to Avernus. He's some devil's plaything for now, until he inevitably breaks."
Which devil?
Which hell?
Avernus, and I don't know. They change hands frequently down there. A specimen like him would probably fetch a high price. Especially since he was so highly valued by Lolth. In any event, is it true then? You killed the Lumos?
Yeah.
Well, do you want to fight?
I mean, we kind of got you in a box.
I'm asking if you want to fight.
I don't know.
I always want to fight.
We'll fight
Yeah,
you. If you
Fighting
want to
them
fight.
not in hell is pointless.
Yeah, that's why we want to fight. It's just...
I'm saying this to Raiken.
Let's see. You're sending this to me, like you're...
No, I'm just saying this out
You're
loud. They
saying
can hear me.
Okay. It's not pointless. It's still to test strength.
Yeah, let him test his strength.
I want to punch smug faces to that, but it's not a good idea in here.
Oh, come on. We've got nothing else to do. Our entire job was to protect the Lumos. He was supposed to summon us if he got in trouble.
I didn't get that much of a chance, I guess.
Worst champion of Tiamat ever.
Well, he was a Lumos. He didn't think he was in trouble until he was dead.
Accurate.
He did go from being a badass archdemon to being a blown up corpse very quickly.
Champions of Tiamat are never going to be as good as the champions of Cord.
Yeah. You are able to go.
Alright, then I'm just gonna telepath my...
As you begin moving away, through all this, that the Red Abishai you're gonna see him like craning his neck around and go, hey, where's he going? Hey, come back here! We're not done talking! Well, fine. You, Dragonborn, other Lumos. What do you say?
Yeah.
Wanna fight? Give us something to do before going back?
Did Derek say that he was telepathing something he cut off?
Ooh.
I
was just gonna text it so you guys could talk while I sent it, because since the danger has passed, but the information I want you to have.
Okay.
Raiken will answer the Abishai disappointedly, saying, I would do it, but unfortunately, the rest of the group thinks it's a bad idea, so I must go with the group.
So Laramentis will telepath.
Weak,
at this point.
weak, weak. All of them just start chanting weak at you.
While this is going on, Laramentis will telepath. The problem is we need them to not be in the mansion. Because if they're in the mansion when it disappears, they will reappear in the inn. So
Weak.
we need to either banish them, destroy them, or convince them to leave on their own.
Can we shove them back in the bag?
Out of character, the Lich only falls for going in the bag of holding once.
It's true. I've only ever put a Lich in a bag of holding once.
I suppose we could ask them to go in the bag. I don't think that they would be amenable, but...
Weak, weak, weak. Fight us.
Wait, could we reincarnate them and then kill them? Because it wouldn't be whatever they are anymore?
You can only reincarnate someone who's dead.
So
Oh.
we need to kill them, and killing them will cause them to return to hell.
Damn it. Bendis, I
Weak.
can't let them be calling me weak.
I mean, they will for at least another 50 minutes.
50 minutes? I can't hear that for 50 minutes.
Champion
We
of Coral
might
sucks.
We can go somewhere else.
Weak. Fight us.
Don't listen to them.
Damn it. I hate you all.
We know.
So, I think that we should convince them to return to hell. I believe
Hey,
the one
shitbags,
that
return to hell.
that can do that, right? It was Blue that did the plane shift.
Blue could plane shift. Leah, where you're just shouting at them to go back to hell.
Yeah.
Yeah, the red one will kind of like swat the ones around him, and they'll stop shouting weak for a moment. He says, I mean, if you're not gonna fight us, we really have nothing better to do than that.
Yeah, go to hell so then I can kill you there.
I mean, you'd have to find us in hell. A lot of demons. A lot of Abishai.
Well, obviously you want to fight us,
There's
too.
devils. Weak!
Yeah, buzz off.
If I remember, they can't even teleport out of the cage. You'd actually have to
They
let
can
them.
attempt to.
No, they can
I can't let them. There's no way that I can end this spell.
It's just
I
gonna be
don't
them
have-
shouting weak at him for 10 minutes.
That's why I said for 50 minutes. The only way I can end this spell is to use Wish to cast Disintegrate, I think. I don't know for sure that would work. Because it doesn't say on Force Cage that Disintegrate will get rid of it, but it does say on Disintegrate that it will get rid of things like Wall of Force.
Right. It gets rid of things like Wall
But
of
Wall
Force.
of Force, I think, does explicitly say that it
It
is gotten
does.
rid of by
It
Disintegrate.
does.
So with Force Cage not, I don't actually know.
Probably not, because Force Cage is a 9th level, right?
It's a 7th level
7th
spell.
level.
Definitely would not be worth it to use Wish for that. We have other things we need to. I gotta milk you, man.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so like that's the only way that Laramentis might, with discussions about if it would be possible and all of that kind of stuff, get rid of this spell early. So they can attempt to teleport out of it. If they do, they make a charisma saving throw against my spell save DC, and if they succeed, they go through, and if they fail, they have used the ability and are stuck.
Weak! Weak! Weak!
God.
They don't seem to be attempting to leave.
Yeah, there's no reason for them to attempt it.
This is gonna be the worst hour of my life.
Hey, are there any good sports teams on this plane?
I don't know what kind of sports would be on.
Weak!
In this, what sports?
I think
have
there's
on
like a
Amaranth?
set
Your favorite
of-
sports team
of-
sucks!
There's a set of the servants that are like in like soccer gear who like walk in and then hear that and then like head down dejected and then walk back out.
That foam finger just falls off on their way out the door.
But yeah, so Laramenus will telepath. I assume that when the spell ends, they will attempt to attack us because again, they have nothing to lose.
You just see like the red hand kind of come up and just like wiggle back and forth in that gesture of maybe not. I might not be bothered to. Honestly, we don't have orders to kill you if we're not protecting the champion of Tiamat. So we're issuing a formal challenge, such as the rules of Hell Decree. Do you accept our challenge?
Can I make a religion check?
Go for it. What did you say, Raiken?
I didn't say anything.
Oh.
That was Vendar.
Oh, what did Vendar say?
Hell has so many rules. It's a 15 on die. That's a 29 religion. What are Hell's rules when it comes to duels?
Can we make the prize of the duel that they're bound to return us Rowan?
We don't want him back right now.
you could attempt that. So, the rules of dueling, according to the plane of Avernus, with your 29 in religion...
I think Laramenus walks over to the bookshelf when he's thinking about this and grabs a book which is very explicitly about, hell.
Yeah. You are aware that each person accepting the duel, prior to accepting the duel, may state the stipulations of win and lose conditions, what is gained and what is lost by each side, and these must be agreed to, and upon completion of the duel, they must be upheld. The trading of souls is fully legal, although the devil participant is only able to trade souls or objects that they have direct control over. So you can't really bargain for a person they don't have with them, but if they did have Rowan, you could bargain for Rowan. It can also, stipulations, win conditions can include things like, you can't bother me for the rest of my mortal existence, and that specific devil must stay away from you forever. So the conditions can be not just material gains and losses, but they can also be situational prohibitions.
Wait, what about fighting dragons?
You could stipulate if you win, they have to aid you if they are able to in a given situation. So you could earn the service of a devil by beating it in a duel like this.
I'll be everything I've asked. I'll be stating to everyone.
Basically, there's no limitation to what you can ask for, but they can only agree to give you things that they are able to, and they are able to refuse your conditions. But if they agree to your conditions, and you agree to their conditions, then the duel goes forward, and however it ends, each side, at least in as far as the Hell side, they must uphold their end.
And Abishai are devils.
Abishai are devils.
Not demons. Cool. So yeah, the party is aware of all this knowledge about what a duel invoked in this manner would entail.
I don't know. Do we want to...
Is anyone translating this over the bond, as Cyrus is not present?
I think all of it would be, you're mostly communicating outside the bond when you're not talking directly to the dragons or the Abishai, right?
Yeah, I think that this would be over the bond. Just if only for the speed of conveyance of information.
Weak.
Then I'll just say over the bond, I would not suggest any kind of duel, as I am
He cut out again.
Currently a dragon.
Okay.
And for those of you who do not recall, they can control dragons. I don't know if it's limited to chromatic or metallic, but I don't want to take that chance.
The last time you faced these Abishai, they took control of the Red Dragon Ronaril and had him attack the Drow city, the city of Onyx.
Oh yeah.
You're telling me to back away from a challenge?
No, I'm just telling you that I'm not going to be a part of it, because I'd be more of a hindrance than a help.
I think Laramendus will say, I think that we can stipulate who is participating in the duel when should we come to any sort of arrangement. I do not think that it's the services of a Red Abishai fighting the dragons is not. Laramendus was tempted to turn himself into a Red Abishai.
Wait, is it just the red one that can control dragons, or can they all control dragons? Okay, just the red. That would be useful if you can control dragons in our fight against dragons.
Weak! 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 Weak!
For Court's sake, make it stop!
Weak! Oh, is Cord that weak god? I remember him.
You are welcome to go into the dining room and
maybe you could
have a bit of a snack.
The red one.
A bit of a snack? I want all the meat!
Are you going to leave the room and do that?
Raiken's going to storm off really pissed.
Oh look, the weak guy's leaving! Weak! Alright, now that the weak guy's gone, which one of you strong guys wants to fight us?
I'm flipping them off and then I'm following Raiken.
All the meat. Look, an entire pig. Oh, he's standing on it.
So I will say that it's a terrifying amount of meat. Because the mansion provides food for 100 people.
It is not terrifying.
Inside of the force cage, you suddenly become aware of Sebastian staring at you, cold blue eyes staring through you from among the Abishai bodies.
He is also contorted as if he's being squished, even though he does not have a corporeal form.
Just pure suffering, loathing in his eyes. You're really going to make us wait an hour in these conditions to go back to hell, huh?
There is unfortunately nothing I can do.
Weak! Even your wizards are weak! 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 None of you is interested in challenging us to a duel? What about you, big strong dragonborn guy, the red one with the bow? You look pretty tough.
More of a sneaker.
Weak! Oh, I think I see another dragonborn hiding behind the elf. Hey! Hey! Silver guy! Hey, you! You want to fight us, don't you?
Well, let's say, I don't fight weaklings.
Do you not fight on this plane?
Just because there are other weaklings on this plane doesn't mean that you're stronger.
But how can you know that? If you haven't fought us.
I have fought you. Well, yeah, I have fought you before.
The red one just looks at you and says, "Yes, I gave you that sword," he says, pointing at the hilt of the sword.
You Kazo chuckle gave.
Yes. Gave.
No, doesn't mean they can't be sassy.
Okay. Has it been serving you well, O champion of Bahamut, sworn son of my enemy?
It's done okay.
You have not yet used it to liberate my mother. Why?
Because I value... So what? I don't need to explain myself to you.
Are you not worried the destruction and death that those dragons have wrought will ring while you are here with us?
Oh, you know everything that's going on, do you? You mind informing me? Because, yeah. I don't think you know anything.
The dragons are all going to, like, look at each other in turn, like, the heads just sort of tilting, turning back and forth, looking at, like, all these people making eye contact. And you just kind of feel this collective shrug inside. It's like, we didn't even know that you killed the champion.
Exactly. So, you don't know what's going on?
So you're trying to convince us that you have already defeated the dragons and released Tiamat?
I don't know. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't.
Well, actually, that we would know about, because we would stop existing at that point.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yes. Please. Priya. End our existence.
I would like to make an insight check.
Okay.
That's another 15 on die.
Okay.
It's a day of 15s. What's my... That's a 21. I am trying to get the feel of, is that actually a thing that they desire? Because if it's not, then discussions can happen.
Roll another die.
Oh, damn. It's gonna be worse, though. It was not worse.
Oh.
It's a 23.
Okay. You listen to this plea. You hear this justification. You think about it a little. What you know of the Hells through your religion check from earlier is that it's not a pleasant place to be. Higher echelon devils live very comfortable lives there, commanding other devils, doing horrible things to them and other creatures that end up in the Hells. But a lot of the lower devils are not happy there and are generally trying to find ways to appease a higher tier devil enough to assign them a task outside of the Hells. Getting to the prime material plane is generally like a vacation for these guys. Whatever they have to do, they are still doing it, but they want to make that last as long as possible. Many devils are like this. Not all devils are the same. It is not unreasonable that a devil that is suffering might wish to stop existing, knowing that if you kill it here, it's just going to send it back to its master, and it's probably going to get punished. You also know that the Abishai were specifically and directly created by Tiamat upon becoming a fiend when she entered Avernus. They were designed specifically to serve her so that she could subvert any commands of Zariel and not have to go through Zariel's devils. So, these are her errand boys and girls, and they may or may not enjoy that direct line of command and punishment to Tiamat. It is also likely true that when Tiamat is able to leave Avernus and stop being a fiend, go back to being just a goddess, that these creatures would stop existing in their current form. Whether they would become angels or simply return to the cycle of souls or whatever, not clear. But he's probably not fabricating everything he's saying.
That is interesting.
29.
Laraminus will also share that on the bond.
Yes, hell can suck for devils, too.
Hell is hell.
Hell is hell. Not all devils relish following all of those rules. I mean, hell. It's kind of why the hells are broken into tiers and they're arranged hierarchically the way they are. The archdevils are usually finding ways to bend rules. It's rule-making. You have to know the rules so that you can bend and break the rules correctly. Some devils follow them strictly. Other devils are looking for loopholes.
I realize how it's so bureaucratic. That makes it so much more hellish.
Yep. Yeah, I'm almost sad you guys didn't go after Rowan when you had the chance. I had this whole scene planned out. It was going to be great.
If I had been the cleric and not Laraminus.
You guys were absolutely just going to pull up right in Hell's DMV.
Just...
When the party just says, nah, to an entire adventure you planned.
We would have had to take a number, though, and wait.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Accurate.
The true hell.
You'd be able to see the devils with Rowan just like a little bit ahead of you in the queue and not be able to do anything about it. They're just going to find things to talk about and continue trying to get someone to agree to a duel with them until the spell ends.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you should deliberate now so you can just tell me, is anyone going to agree to a duel and fight any of these Abishai?
You know one is.
Hmm?
Right, Raiken.
Raiken
Well,
left
he
to get
sent him
beat.
away so he wouldn't.
Yeah, that's why he left. Because they kept trying to challenge him, and he was getting upset because everyone told him he shouldn't do it. So he's like, fine, I'm leaving.
Laraminus will be horrified after the spell ends that he has actually eaten the Magnificent Mansion out of its meat. Like, that shouldn't be possible for a single person.
This is reminding me of that one session way at the beginning of the game where I think, Alex, you couldn't show up, and so the session prior had ended where you had gone back to the mansion, the magistrate's mansion, and, just gotten yourself a meal. And then the next session happened, everybody was, like, running around having conversations, doing things, and they're like, well, what's Raiken doing? I'm like, I guess he's still sitting at the table eating. He's just
Really good.
eating a horrifying amount of food there, just sitting there, taking course after course.
Just like his jaw unhinged like a snake.
It was horrifying.
But it was
Got
so
a bag of
delicious.
holding in there.
Well, there's the bag of holding that you can use. Alright, if
Everyone
no...
needs something to pull out of his mouth.
Yeah. So no one is
Well-
going to challenge these Abishai.
Well, no, well, before it gets close to the time of the ending, you'd be like, well, we gotta choose something to do, because, how are we gonna get rid of them? Are you gonna banish them to Narwhal, or...
They can
They
plane shift out of here. And if they do that, then they get to choose where in hell they go. Laraminus will say that audibly.
They look at you, and you see the black one nod, like, yeah, that's right. And then the green one immediately goes, weak! Which gets taken up by the rest of them again. Weak, weak, weak.
I think Laraminus will say something along the lines of, like, Your jeers are nothing compared to a 101 class that doesn't want to be there.
Fair.
Right. Well, I'm gonna say over telepathic, just like we're not gonna have a missed opportunity here at all.
I mean, we will miss out on things that we could get from them. I don't think it's worth the effort to try and get everything into the type of situation that we want it to be.
Even
And guarantee the duel.
Even anything with Rowan too, though. Like even information.
They are not in. They could tell us who had him when they. The last person that, or the last demon, the last devil that had him that they are aware of. But there are other ways that we could acquire that information that don't involve dueling a devil.
Okay. It was just a thought. Then there was also like we could have them like go down or like be our go or like not only go for but like find out information and help us get to them. But okay, it was just a thought.
If we can make the red one help us in our fight against the dragons.
I do not wish to duel the red one.
But
Well, Raiken won if you want him.
is there a majority vote that we're just gonna let them just whisk away?
I would be concerned about what they would want from their side around the duel for the assistance of the red one, especially given their stated desire of non-existence, which is not in the cards.
Beat them in a duel. Go to hell. Beat them again.
Okay. I guess I will heed to your advice and not do anything myself.
If you want to duel, what are the odds, do I think, of like Yukikaze or Raiken 1v1ing the Red Abishai and winning?
If it was 1-on-1,
Yeah.
it's a non-zero possibility. Like probably not be.
Tell him not to hold back. Use Cord's maximum effort.
Yeah, Tristan did give Raiken some ridiculous tools.
I gave you some ridiculous tools.
There's ridiculous magic all around.
Well, like, I don't think my tools have any of the pure rawness of damage that his have. I have a lot of utility.
Oh my god,
You're
his
extremely
sword.
resistant and absorb a lot of damage and blow it back at things.
That's true, but I haven't had a lot of elemental attacks thrown at me of late.
You get like
Sword is all about strength.
Yeah, but the fighter gets like 4 attacks per round. You can make that first one a trip. You can make any one of the trip. It does extra damage. You knock them down. Now you have advantage on all the other attacks. And you have smite.
So it's crit because of all the advantage.
You took one of my major things.
Like, you're strong, man. You're really strong. Anyway, because of your 29 religion, you know that these guys have no weaknesses. So nobody could really blast them with a ton of damage. They're resistant to a lot of stuff, and they're immune to a bunch of things. You know that they're immune to frightened and poisoned. You know, they're resistant to cold and non-magical weapons that aren't silvered. You know that they're immune to fire and poison. You know that they have really high natural armor and a big chunk of HP. A one-on-one would not be an easy fight, but it is a very much non-zero possibility that one of those two could solo a Red Abishai, as long as it's guaranteed he's not going to get any help.
Yeah.
I don't like the statement of non-seer.
Yeah, like you have a chance. So like if either of you wanted to do it, we should discuss what the what the agreements are beforehand, because they do need to be agreed on both sides. But
Yeah, the losing terms are too steep, then we just...
You know that more than any of the others, the Abishai gets its strength from having allies. The red Abishai, excuse me.
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, because part of their big thing is throw the dragon at the things that it's fighting.
Yeah. So, time is going to continue to tick down. The 5 Abishai in the box have taken up an ongoing chant of no homework, no homework, no homework, no homework. Seeming to have latched onto the idea that you were a teacher.
You started with the Abishai, now we have basically the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I want the Super Sentai Abishai team. Be fucking fantastic.
I'd watch.
That'd just be a fun one shot. Everyone's playing a different Abishai.
Oh my goodness.
Like as a Super Sentai team in hell.
Yeah. Alright, well. If no one's going to fight us, then we're just going to leave. Okay?
I'm sorry I couldn't have ended the spell earlier, so that you didn't need to waste the time in that uncomfortable position.
You see his eyebrows go up, and he kind of tilts his head to one side. You get that shrug of, that's business. But immediately the white one next to him just goes, weak! And he nods, like in agreement with the white one. Time is going to elapse. And the box is going to deteriorate. You're going to see that the Abishai all squashed together are suddenly going to kind of just sort of tumble apart. Finally able to move freely, not be on top of one another. You're going to see that Sebastian maintains that all squished up look for several moments after they all kind of move away from him. And then he's going to look around, those blue eyes track around because he kind of takes in the fact that he doesn't need to do that anymore. He's just going to pop back into a very upright, hands folded behind his back posture, turn on his heel 180 degrees away from you and walk into the far wall, disappearing. Finally free of their confines, they're all going to, do a quick stretch, straighten their gear, check their weapons, and the green one, kind of hunched forward, is going to lean in towards you, Lerman, and just go, last chance.
It is an interesting offer, but I am going to have to decline.
Not every mortal is fully versed in what they can gain by accepting such a circumstance. But we won't hold your ignorance against you. If we meet again under similar circumstances, I pray we do not. Maybe you'll be smart enough to accept our offer. And the red one will nod to the blue one, who will begin casting a spell.
I do not counterspell.
It's funny you do, and they're just like, what the fuck, man?
You see infernal lettering appearing one symbol at a time in a ring around all of them on the ground as the blue one continues casting. And as this appears, the black one steps forward and puts a hand up, and you see, just like when they were inside the box, within this ring, their hand seems to hit an invisible barrier. And she makes eye contact with you, Larmendis, and says, "What did you teach?"
History.
Of what?
What would he respond? I think that he would...
History of the prime material.
Yeah, with the material plane.
And she seems to quietly absorb this, nodding to herself, breaking eye contact. And then she looks back at you, and you see those eyes constrict as she focuses on you. And her mouth parts, and she says, "Weak!" And then all of them disappear. And there is but the bag of holding with the symbol of Bahamut branded onto it, sitting on the floor. The infernal symbols on the ground sizzle and smolder for a moment, and then burn out, leaving blackened marks that very slowly seem to fade.
Well, that was interesting.
Devils are interesting.
I think we should let Raiken fight him.
Can I make an Arcana check to be more to be confident that they had plane shifted and not, turned invisible or some shit?
God, that would be great. Yeah, go for it.
I'm pretty sure. I don't think that they can cast invisibility on that kind of scale. That's a 17 on die. That's a 37.
Yeah, you can see the Matrix. You see the residual glow of conjuration magic. Whatever they did, they summoned themselves elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like plane shift to you. Although
the interesting thing, Larmendis will say, is that they thought that they were on the material plane, so they would have plane shifted to hell. But instead, I think they could have plane shifted to the material plane and been a bit safer for a bit longer.
Everything in the conversation indicated that they thought they were on the material plane.
Yep.
Yeah, they were in a building that looked normal.
Larmendis will smirk as he says it.
They share the back. Thanks for the tip. And then actually goes away.
Weak!
It's just Sebastian saying it.
Every now and then, throughout the rest of the time you ever come to this place, you just hear echoing through the halls. Weak! You summon Sebastian, he denies being the one doing it. It's substantiated by the fact that you hear it going on while you're looking at him. It's not him.
It's true. He's very good.
So, bag of holding?
Bag of holding.
Bag of holding. You have this bag of holding. There is stuff in it.
What's in it?
I think, Larmendis will gesture to Vendar and say, I think that you probably want to do the honors now.
Yes.
Alright, you go forward and you kneel down next to this bag on the ground. It's a leather bag of good quality. A little wear, rough patches here and there, but it's got a, very clearly it has been branded, iron branded, with the symbol of Bahamut, the dragon's head in profile, on the side of it. And as you pull the lid up and open it, a black cloud bursts forth into your face. This quickly dissipates, and you find that there is like a smoke bomb that has gone off inside the bag. Alongside the smoke bomb, which is now expended, you can see that there are 30 ingots made of gold.
Ooh. I see this is where he was keeping the army spending.
There are several books and ledgers inside, floating around in the the anti-gravitational space, and you can see a coin with a red ribbon, or a red ribbon, like a metal, drifting as well.
I wonder what that is.
It's like the kind of medal one might wear around their neck, like they might be awarded for competition. There are a couple knives. There seems to be like a mess kit in there. A few changes of clothing, all Dragonborn sized. A bigger Dragonborn than you. Tatsuya sized. Oh, and just a very fine woolen winter hat. It's like brown, orange, and white, and stripes. It's got ear flaps and little tassels down the bottom, and it's got pom-pom on top.
Raiken might want that.
It looks very warm.
A man walks down the street in that hat.
You know he's not afraid of anything. But yeah, that seems to be everything of major note in there. It's mostly outside of the gold and the metal, like basic living stuff, things with which to eat food, some bundled non-perishable foods, and changes of clothes. But depending what you want to do with that stuff, this bag is now yours, should you wish to claim it.
Okay. I'll take the bag.
Okay. You all know that Cyrus is out of the room because he didn't want to be near the Abishai, and you know that Raiken is out of the room eating because he didn't want to be challenged by the Abishai.
Didn't want to be called weak.
Weak.
Seriously, when you upload this video on YouTube, it should be called weak. Just that, no context.
Weak.
The episode is the context.
Larmendus will make sure that everyone who is not in the room to have seen the Abishai plane shift away know that the Abishai have plane shifted away.
I do need to go to like a city or town or similar because there are some things like my poisoner's kit and my thieves kit and stuff that I lost and need replaced.
The poisoner's kit is very related to just alchemy equipment in general.
But yeah.
Larmendus will be asking that question.
I mean, yeah, it seems I don't think there's anything specific in a poisoner's kit that wouldn't be in like an alchemist
And it's possible we might be able to see what the army has in terms of equipment that he might be able to repurpose for that. If we do not go and travel to a city that would have the things that you wish to buy.
Yeah, there is stuff like that I need. We can figure out how to get them with the army.org. I would still very much like to go to the university.
What do you need at the university?
What?
You know what I need. You know I want to go there.
How much did Larmendus block out of his mind? I think so. In that question of Larmendus's, you detect like the faintest bit of hope, as if like he's asking you to confirm that he is incorrect in his assumption. Like that's what you get from that question that he's asking. And I think you just smile, and Laramentis is sad. Well, I don't know that we'll have the opportunity to travel to the university before everything is dealt with.
It's just a teleportation circle away.
You have so many available spell slots now.
The problem isn't getting there. The problem is getting back, which uses higher level spell slots. Getting there is a 5th level spell, which is out of character. Honestly, horrifyingly plentiful resource. But
getting back is a 7th.
Getting back is a 7th level spell, or a 9th level spell, depending on who goes.
Or going there and getting back is 2-8, or it doesn't have to be like 2-8. So.
Jebel, you've been pretty quiet. You got anything to say about all this?
Not really. I'm also with Raiken.
You're not Jebel.
Oh, did you say? What is that, Leah?
Billy said Jebel.
Let me search. I could be Jebel.
I mean, I suppose you could. I can't stop you.
Just give me a big stick. How hard can it be?
A big stick and lose a few inches.
A lot of kind of crazy stuff happened in front of you in the last. Oh, all right then. Is this a coping mechanism?
Yeah, that's so easy.
Somebody's defensive. But yeah, a lot of really crazy stuff kind of happened in front of you in the last hour. Not least of which, your party considering challenging a devil to a duel.
What else did he say was in the bag? I got 30 ingots and...
There was money, there was clothing, or do you want him to tell you?
Oh, that... Did he mention... Did Thunder mention what he was finding, or...?
Yeah, I would have said everything that was in there. Or put it over the bond, you know.
So, is Rowan a thing now that he's being dealt with?
He is not a thing that we can deal with in the near term. Just as we were unable to deal with his situation earlier.
Anyway, so here's a question there. What else are you going to use those spell slots for?
Training the other mages.
Exactly.
That's not an excuse. It's just 1/8. You really need it for that.
I think that our time is well spent doing what we can for the army.
It's 1 spell slot.
I mean, if I'm getting you to the university and back, it is a 5th level and a 9th level spell. I don't have teleport. If we bring Cyrus with us, then we can get back with the 7th level of his.
And that's assuming I can find something to bring us back here.
I definitely think it's worth it. You already saw what I could do with
putting all
Nitro.
resources is worth it.
I think now the Nitro in Vicandria is dawning on Laramentis in a way that he didn't want to let it dawn on him before. And so there's just a look of panic on his face.
With Vicandria's help, I can mass produce this shit.
I think that there is not enough time that it would be able to be produced in any quantity that would be beneficial to us.
I disagree.
So I think that we should delay that until
I think it would be incredibly beneficial against the dragons.
I don't know that in the time that we have, any scaled production of it could occur.
It doesn't need to go to the whole army, but if I can get more of this stuff, it'd be incredibly helpful.
He's not wrong, but I don't want him to be right.
You saw what it did to Tatsuya. Just think of what it could do if you got a bunch of this, like, in one of the dragon's mouths. You get, like, 5 of these vials and toss them right in there. Blow the whole thing's head off.
So Tristan, you know how I talked about the true polymorph bombs with rocks?
Yep, I do.
What if instead?
You monster.
I can't stop you from doing anything that you feel that you wish to spend your resources on.
I do not want to do that.
Yeah, you do
the spells for it. I think Laraminis is going to look at the other people in the room to get a feel for their thoughts about Vendar's requests, which I think is just Jebel and Yukikaze in the room.
I wasn't paying attention. I was planning something.
That's dangerous. The conversation that's been going on I guess, was Jebel paying enough attention that he would know? I assume so, but I suppose I should confirm that before.
I mean, both of us. Jebel would have been planning as well.
Okay.
I was planning, and Jebel was also planning.
Any input from Yukikaze?
No, not really.
So, telepathically, if we need a focus to get back here, then we can likely find something from Ruby that we can take with us and give back with some collateral or some such. As a reasonable teleportation focus to come back here safely, since there isn't a circle. Was there a mage guild location on the island?
Yes.
Oh, there is a circle. That would make this even easier. But you'd have no way to say no.
Not how that works, but sure, you can hope.
I would like Sam to pay attention to his own use of verbs.
You mean me saying was there?
Yes.
Well, so I, out of character, assume that a teleportation circle wouldn't be something that would be destroyed by just a dragon, shooting lightning at things. It would have to be... I guess, what does Laramentis know about how one would go about destroying a permanent teleportation circle? So that it could not be used?
Well, that really all depends on what it was constructed on. So if you put it on the ground, you would need to do something to disrupt the ground on which it's done. But if it was built, say, on the second floor of a wooden structure, removing planks that are marked would stop its function. Burning them would end its function. Some places do this very much on purpose. They put the circles onto something that is movable so that they can turn it off by simply removing one piece, and then turn it back on by putting it back. Most places simply rely on, we've got a bunch of triggering spells that will kill you if you use the circle when we didn't allow it. But some places don't risk that or can't afford it. And in those places, they're more likely to have done it on, like, a brick floor and just have one brick that they're able to remove to stop the circle's function.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. So, yeah, we would probably need to find a focus from Ruby.
And how does the teleport spell work?
You teleport to a location on the same plane
Is it
of
like
existence.
teleportation circle where they open it and then you go through it? So like somebody could open it and then not go through it?
No.
Oh, okay.
If you were going to the university, I would need to go with you through the teleportation circle. We would also need Cyrus to come with us, because he would need to teleport us back, unless we wanted to use my 7th level spell. My 9th level spell, sorry. On a teleport. Which would take all 3 of us away from the army for whatever length of time it takes for your consultation. If anyone could produce enough of the material with the sample that you have for a few hours away from the army to be worth it, it would probably be him.
I think it's definitely worth it. Especially if we can make it easier and safer to use.
I think its primary function makes it not safe to use, but that's the purpose of it.
There's got to be a safer way than, it might blow up if you shake it too much.
If you guys aren't leaving this room, anybody who has left can declare coming back after receiving the message that the Abishai have gone. You don't need to exclude yourselves from these conversations just because you declared departing earlier.
Did Jebel tell us where he was going when he just left, or did he just leave?
He just
turned into a ferret and left.
Well, turned into a mouse, but there's no mouse.
Funny, there's a ferret token, but not a mouse token. That's odd.
While he is in this room, he is casting Minor Illusion.
Okay.
What does he do with Minor Illusion?
From behind him, Raiken will just hear the word in the voice of one of the Abishai. Weak.
God, that's mean. So, still over telepathy, so everyone can contribute. Larmantis will say, does everyone believe that it is a good use of our resources for Cyrus, Vendar, and myself to make a trip to the university to see what my colleague can do, given access to 3 vials of the explosive?
Well, we do have time and we do have training we can do here. So I don't think it's a horrible idea. But I don't know if we want this stuff also out into... Because wait, this isn't the nitroglycerin, right, guys?
This is the nitroglycerin that we're discussing.
And Lerma, this is going to push for this to be public knowledge. Or is it public knowledge already?
I mean,
I have not sought out information on its production at any temple of my own to know how widespread it is. But if the university is the one that develops a more reproducible and scalable production method, then it is very likely that it would end up. It is. It is possible that I think the university and the temples of Ione tend to have a fairly open relationship.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the thought of how much we want this to because if people can make this easily, then it's a pretty dangerous substance.
The Mages Guild, the Temples of Ione, and the University all have a very strong, very out-in-the-open connection. The only things that aren't out in the open and well-known are those little subtle differences that certain cities enjoy, like Tuca.
Yeah. So it is reasonable in Laramendis's mind that if Visandrius does develop a better or if he is able to produce it himself, then it is likely that that production method will be dispersed.
The only thing that could stand in the way of that is if Visandrius standing with the university is not what it seems.
Okay.
Alright, well, it's just as long as you guys, if you're comfortable with this knowledge being out there, with how dangerous it is, that's fine. Because I know there are a lot of other dangerous things out there, but...
I mean, even with the knowledge out there, it will take a very skilled alchemist to be able to produce something like this.
Okay. But it will be useful, but...
I also am of the opinion that its properties being understood will lead to methods of safeguarding against its properties.
Fair enough.
Over time.
It was just
any weapon like this, upon its first introduction, will potentially be very deadly, but over time will become less so.
Hey, it doesn't have to just be a weapon. Hey, there are tons of purposes you could use this for. You could clear blockages. You could, clear holes in mountains to build tunnels and stuff. There are industrial purposes to this as well.
Well, that's what a lot of alchemists thought with a lot of creations that people have misused. But anyways, it was just a thought, and I just wanted to bring it and just state it. That's all.
I mean, I'm not saying it is being designed initially as a weapon, so I'm not sure it'd be being used as a weapon, but it has other purposes.
I think we have enough time, and I think we're capable of allowing you guys to go there and see the time frame it would take to reproduce this and see if it's usable. I would not, if it's going to take an extended amount of time to make some and to where we can use it.
Yeah, if it's going to take too long to make for it to be useful during the fight, then we're not going to not go. We're not going to delay going to the fight just for it then.
Yes, so
I think that we won't be staying there for particularly long.
Yeah, just tell us on the bond. We can. Well, wait. Are we on the extended bond right now?
We
have full bond.
I'm on the god bond.
Yeah.
So the goddess of luck is hearing this whole conversation about us introducing extremely dangerous explosives to the world. Because I'm sorry, Tristan, but apparently we want to blow up your setting.
I love it.
You guys are the ones who might have to play in it again if we stay here for the next campaign.
I can't wait to see the world what happens.
Cyrus, are you amenable to this course of action?
I'm just worried about what it might, how it might leave our the other spellcasters we'll try and train here behind. Because them being without instruction is not the best plan.
It's only one day, and it's not going to be the whole day.
if
We
I'm
only
not
have a few
spending,
days.
if
So
I'm not
saying only one
spending
day
my,
is quite a chunk.
I mean, it could be on the order of hours that we spend over there, but if I'm not spending my 9th level spell on teleporting, I could spend it instead on making a simulacrum of myself to instruct them.
I mean, yeah, could do that. But at that point, it would probably be more efficient to have me make the simulacrum and you just use the 9th level to teleport. As I'd be able to copy both of us. Or if the simulacrum was bad at teaching, you could stay behind and teach.
I don't think I want to risk a simulacrum of myself going around the university and interacting with Lysandrius, potentially.
That would be funny.
Whether or not I make a simulacrum, I'll leave to you, but sure, I'll go with this.
Alright. I suppose you have beaten Laramendas down, Vindar.
Yeah.
Were you hoping I'd say no?
I think that this is the most fun course of action, so I think that it's a reasonable one for us to take. It's just, horrifying in the implications.
Yeah, we shoot some boulders. We put them in catapults, we launch with dragons, they ignore them because they're rocks, and then they turn into nitro. It'll be great.
With True Polymorph, you can't do... I don't think you can do object to object, can you?
I thought you could. Perhaps I'm wrong.
I think it was only object to living creature and creature to object. Not me making a Hero Forge of Lysandrius right now.
Creature to creature, object to creature, creature to object. Yeah, there's no object to object. But yeah, so I think that's the plan for the 3 of us. We should find clothing suitable for our simulacra. Not in the mansion, because it will disappear outside the mansion.
So then, who do you want to cast in the simulacrum?
If you want to cast it so you can make AU as well, it's fine with me. And I'll use my spell on the teleport. I have no strong feelings. I think a second U to help with the training is not a terrible idea.
Well, I mean, I guess it depends on where I'd want each copy to be. If I want to be here, if I want to send the simulacrum to the university.
You don't. If I'm going and teleporting, then and using my 9th level spell to teleport, you don't need to come to the university unless you want to.
True, but I mean,
the only reason for you.
But if I send the simulacrum, it would save your night still.
Oh yes.
So
then I could melt you afterwards.
Why would you want to melt
shudders.
Me? What did I do to you?
Not you.
Not you, there.
But he's the real one. Why would you want to melt him?
Not melt.
No, milk.
Not melt. Melt.
Okay, sorry.
Milk him for poison.
I blame Discord for that.
So then he can melt other people.
Yes, I use the milk to melt.
What did I call that? The pen-pin
merger.
Merger. It was merger.
Milk.
I'm going to request that other people do their stuff first, so I can go and give my cat her medication. If we're agreeing to split up.
There are people in other places, so, find each other and talk. You guys are in control of your roleplay.
What? We don't roleplay.
Please roleplay.
You could, though.
There's I wanna know what's going on in the place where there's food, since Leah has gone and joined Raiken over there.
And he's still, even away, you can still hear them chanting weak.
and Jebel has been mean. So, Raiken,
stuffing his face.
you have gotten at this point the message that the Abishai have left. Leah, when did you join Raiken? Please remind me.
Immediately after he left.
Immediately after they left. So, you got the message they left. Leah came and joined you. A bit later.
No, not immediately after they left. Immediately after Raiken left, I followed him right back.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I misheard. Then, yes. Leah came with you out here while you waited out the hour. So let's start there. Just give me a quick description of what you might have done, or if you have something to say to one another, while the others are intermittently using the telepathic bond to discuss things like, whether or not it's a good idea to accept a challenge from these people, and ultimately deciding it's not. While you're in here stuffing your face, Leah has accompanied you, so are you going to address her? Leah, are you going to address Raiken?
Finding something to eat. Not meat, though.
Yeah, there's plenty here. He has specifically ordered meat, and it just seems to keep appearing, piling up. You see the multicolor servants just coming in with tray after tray after tray. And, with each passing tray, you see more concern on the faces of these servants.
I thought the service were invisible, but maybe
they're not. We discussed at the beginning, they mechanically use the unseen servant stats, but they are just less than fully visible.
Okay, yeah. That's right. Yeah, well, I ordered something that's very much not meaty, like vegetables, fruit.
Yep. They bring salad, fruit salad, the sliced fruits, cut vegetables, dressings of any kind you might like, and you can ask to try different things. Raiken seems to be in here for the long haul, so you have a chance to pick at things and ask for different flavors. And you find some combinations of, vegetables, sauce, and fruits that work well. You like them. Probably find a way to order them back in the material plane.
Possibly.
Raiken, you're just very huffy and trying to put this out of your mind that you don't get to fight these guys.
How far through the meat has he gotten?
I mean, how far through the meat? You don't know how much meat this place has. Let's say that you're, 3.5 plates deep right now of, bacon sausages.
Only 3.5 plates? Wow, he needs to step up his game.
I'm just trying to give it a little bit of time has passed. What is going on? You can still sort of hear the echoing chants of weak, just barely creeping in across the courtyard here.
He's stuffing his face, just like, I'm not weak, I'll shoot them. He just keeps eating.
Can a weak person eat this much meat? Bring more.
I'm gonna get a stomachache eventually.
I'll beat them in a meat challenge. What? Meat doesn't hurt my stomach. It just makes me stronger.
My stomach's made of meat.
It will hurt your stomach.
Fine. Just I wanted to challenge them. I know I could beat them.
Of course it could, but it wouldn't do much in this round. You're gonna beat them eventually.
You think so? Think I'll get my shot?
I'm sure you will.
Thanks, Leah. You're such a good daughter. He's gonna start crying, and then to stop the crying, he starts eating more meat.
as you're having this conversation with her, you kind of are aware, at any time you're not looking at her, you can kind of feel the shift in the air around her. You become, just out of the corner of your eye, you can see the shifting colors there beside you.
Oh, Leah, your hair is pink now.
Oh, yes.
It looks good.
Thanks. You just need to get used to this.
Keeping me on my toes, huh?
I'm not in that good control of it. It just happens based on my mood, I think.
Dahlia does that too, right?
Yes. I believe we might be somewhat similar now.
Well, Dahlia's good. So that means that you're good too.
You didn't think I was good before?
No. You've been good this whole time. It's good that you're similar to somebody who's also good. Maybe she can teach you more about your hair changing.
I sure hope so.
So this is based off your mood?
Mm-hmm. Very likely, at least.
Hmm.
I mean, that's what it does for Nolly as well.
What does it look like when you're mad?
You saw that earlier, though. Like, I don't see my hair all the time,
I didn't know it was based off mood back then. I don't know what color it was when you were mad.
It was like 5 minutes ago.
I just had tunnel vision then. I'm sorry.
If you keep insulting her, she'll get mad eventually. You'll be able to see.
You're not even in here.
I know. I'm just the devil on your shoulder.
So now what do we do?
We wait. I don't know what the rest of them did. If the bag is safe.
Oh yeah, the bag. I'm guessing. I'm assuming that over the telepathic bond they said that they opened it.
Ender?
Yeah, after the Abishai left, I went and opened the bag and I relayed all the contents through the bond.
So you're aware of all the contents.
Raiken starts to sulk again. They opened up my brother's bag without me.
I'm sorry.
Turn your head. My bag now.
Well, hopefully there wasn't anything memorable inside.
I mean, I was just looking at some family portraits, nothing unusual.
You're so mean.
Raiken will kind of take the chain that has Tatsuya's soul in it and kind of feel like at least I have this.
What does it feel like?
It feels cold.
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
22.
Yep. Feels cold. You can kind of almost see little wisps of frosted vapor coming off of it, almost like ice in a hot room.
Raiken will actually do the breath thing where he breathes on it and so that the fogginess kind of shoots off of it.
Yep. It reacts that way.
See, very cold, but I can handle it. And I will handle it for my brother. That's a good question.
Yeah, as the fog that he blows off of it kind of wafts through the air a few inches away from it, creating this little white wall of steam. As it starts to, like, dissipate, you see, just hanging in the air for just a moment, almost like out the corner of your eye, you wonder for a moment if your eyes are playing tricks on you. It seems like as the vapor dissipates, it dissipates in such a way as to leave letters hanging in the air.
Wait, do that again.
This? And he does it again.
Creates a larger puff of steam, which again slowly dissipates, and this time you watch it carefully, and you become very sure that you're seeing letters in Draconic.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Did I see what? he didn't know what he was looking for, so he didn't quite get it.
He's just like, yeah, look at this cool trick I can do.
What did you see?
It spelled something, but it was Draconic. Wait a minute, I can read everything.
You can read everything.
I'll do it one more time.
I'm gonna guess here. It says wheat.
Raiken does it again.
Alright. Once again, a wall of a small puff of steam is thrown off of this thing and begins to dissipate, leaving holes in the patches of fog that create Draconic lettering, which you can read because you have Eyes of the Runekeeper. And what you see is, in Draconic, a message that just says, "I'm sorry, brother," over and over and over again.
Yeah. I will tell that, do you reckon?
I'm sorry.
It repeats a lot.
Well, he certainly does have a lot of things to be sorry about. But hopefully one day I'll be able to return him to his form.
Here's hoping that he's sorry about him doing something wrong, or him sorry about that he still believes it's correct. If that makes sense.
Well, let's not hope for the second one. Let's hope we can take care of things and show him that we did it correctly.
First we have to win this war.
Exactly. Raiken will put the chain back down under his outfit. I don't think he's wearing his armor right now.
It feels very cold against your chest.
But I'd like to think that the necklace containing his armor counteracts that with a warmth. Alright, I think I'm finally stuffed. He pushes away the plate that he was eating. That is about half empty now.
You're eating like an army.
Well, I need the energy. We just had a good fight. You should also eat something. Make sure you keep your energy up, Leah.
I did. I was just pointing at the empty salad bowl.
You need to keep growing. Big and strong like your papa.
Dragon Papa.
I think I'll be fine.
Is Lorelei there too? Can I see Lorelei?
She's nibbling at a grape.
See, Lorelei's got the right idea. Big and strong, Lorelei.
She flecks at you and makes the fleck. Like as she flecks, she flips you off.
What? What was that for?
I might be a bad influence. I did that to the devils before I followed you.
Well, they deserved it.
There it is.
Why did I deserve it?
Had to try out the new thing I learned on you. Felt like the right thing to do at the time. Leah.
Yeah, that...
What does it mean if you do 2 and she shows both of her middle fingers to Raiken?
Well, it's like an insult.
She, looks toward Leah, almost surprised. And then you see her put her fingers down, and then they just come right back up at Raiken without her looking over at him. How bad an insult?
Really bad?
The fingers go up and down a few times. Really?
Alright, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, it's meant to make people angry.
You don't say! They're, going up and down alternately, not together anymore.
God damn it! 2 can play at this game, and he starts doing it around 2.
Leah just face palms.
Just flipping each other off.
That's what I see from Vox Machina.
Fuck you, Ezekiel!
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
How do you like that, huh? Taste of your own medicine?
I don't know what medicine is. Wait, yes I do. No. Wait. She takes another bite of the grape. Sweet.
I'm surrounded by children.
Now, hold on. Raiken, I'm gonna offer you a piece of the grape. You want some of this grape, right? It's really good.
Sure, I'll take some of the grape.
Right, she's gonna shove her hand, into the meat of the grape, because she's very small by comparison to it. And she looks like she's gonna be rip a piece of flesh out to hand it to you, but her hand comes out empty and she just offers you a middle finger.
She's learning to be creative.
Don't make me, I will bite that finger off.
It's okay. She reaches into, one of her belt pouches and then pulls out her other middle finger. She's like, I got a spare.
Leah leaves.
Leah, where are you going?
Yeah, Leah, wait, she says, holding both middle fingers up.
See, look what you made. You made Leah leave.
She's just going to lick one of the middle fingers. She's like, tastes like grape.
That's disgusting.
It's up to you.
She's gonna, I'll go get her. And as she leaves, she just sort of slides sideways out the door, flipping you off.
No, she got the last finger.
I imagine now the gamers will come surprising each other with the middle finger in as many odd ways as possible.
Yeah. It's around this time that you hear that very close. What did you do, Jebel? You got really close to him and said weak at him?
Cast minor illusion.
You cast
the
minor.
voice of the Abishai behind him.
Ah, that was it. You hear the voice of the Abishai behind you going, weak!
Now that both Leah and Lorelei are gone, Raiken just hears that. He's like, damn it, no, I need to eat more! And he brings the plate back in front of him that he pushed away and starts eating again.
They're all mean to each other.
Yeah, that's how we bonded.
Okay. Well, that was fun. Yeah, so, Abishai are gone. A little bit of bonding has happened. I like the middle finger bonding, that was great. Yeah. So, I think by now we should have Sam back.
Yep.
There he is. So, it's your house. What do you want done now that the bag of holding is taken care of? You have been convinced that it is useful to let the party go to the university and seek out Lysandrius.
Unfortunately. Yeah, so I think Cyrus was going to cast Simulacrum.
I believe that had become the plan once we find some clothes for them, since they're going to be around for a little bit.
So Laramendus will go to attempt to find clothes for his simulacrum. Like, basically, I'm going to go find, like, whatever quartermaster I can and ask for clothes that fit an elf.
Okay. As you are officially an officer of this army, and pretty much second only to Yukikaze himself, you are very quickly helped with this and given exactly what you ask for.
Excellent. I suppose he also asks for the clothes for the halfling so that it'll fit Cyrus for Cyrus's simulacrum.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go with him and ask about the stuff I need, the alchemy kit and the climber's kit. And
Yeah. They can direct you to where they do have a contingent of people who... Some are fighters, but several of whom seem less fighter-ish. They seem to be specifically here to ply their craft. They tell you that quite a lot of people who came brought what they could, what they thought might help, so they do have a surplus of equipment for brewing potions and making food and other things that these type of equipment, the burners and the vials and the jars and the calcinators and retorts and all that fun stuff that you need, evaporators and all that, they do have enough that they can part with some without worrying about their stock, but they will need, they expect you to give them something in compensation.
Yeah, I get that.
It's, like 20 gold worth of stuff, basically.
Okay.
It's all basically going to the same place anyway. It's almost just, what's the word? Symbolic exchange of money. But they give you what you need.
Awesome.
Likewise, Sam, you're gathering things from the army's tailors, and you're just asking for one outfit each, which they go through more than that in a day, so they don't really even care. It's nothing special. It's like a patchy uniform-ish thing.
Yeah.
Something that they would happily give to a new recruit, and they'd look good enough.
Yeah. Excellent.
You guys are able to come back with that stuff unless you have else you wish to do on the material?
No, just trying to go somewhere private for casting the simulacrum, which the mansion seems a reasonable place to do that.
Yeah. What are these simulacra doing? They're teaching in your place while you're out, is that
Yeah. That's what Laramendus is going to do.
Okay.
Basically, its instructions are going to be to, like, do what it can't learn.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like because it still has all of it can assist in like it can watch a thing and like make suggestions and like talk about the things that I know. So it's going to be a worse teacher than I can be.
Yeah.
But like it will be better than nobody.
It can absolutely lecture. It can fully instruct. If somebody performs poorly in a way that you've never seen them before, it will be incapable of doing anything about that since it can't adapt.
Yeah.
But it can explain pitfalls and things like that to help people learn better.
Yeah.
So anything that would be, like, newly combining information you have with other information you have to have a better teaching experience, as you stated, not capable. But
I think it will also have instruction, basically, if it runs into those situations, it's to write them down.
Okay.
So that Laramendis can address them himself.
Okay. It seems that should be very reasonable for it to do.
And I think since I'm effectively just a bus driver, I'll have my simulacrum do the bus driving while I stay behind and try and help out the army where I can.
Yeah. I mean, specifically, there are some sorcerers here that don't really understand their powers that you could very much be useful to. And you do know some things about martial combat. You've got the sword that you've been practicing with. So
I have proficiency in Arcana on my better day. Well, in my Cyrus days. But not in my Dragon days, so I guess not at the moment. So take that as you will.
You and Sotharis can be dragons together and let the army train on you.
Indeed, that's also part of why I'm staying behind, because my simulacrum, I assume, isn't that? Unless I'm making a simulacrum of a dragon that I'm polymorphed into, which is a whole other thing.
God, that's a weird corner case question, isn't it?
I think you can only use simulacrum on a medium creature. Hold on.
And I'm current. Oh, wait,
He's true polymorphed. He, except for it being a magical effect that can be ended by dispel magic, he is, for all intents and purposes, a dragon, right? Which would mean you couldn't make a simulacrum of him?
But if he is turned into... Hold on. I'm pulling up a spell.
Yeah, you've created a weird corner case, haven't you?
Sorry.
I think other people have run into the create simulacrum of a true polymorphed dragon. Create an illusory duplicate of one beast or humanoid that is... you are not a humanoid anymore.
Yep. And also not a beast.
Well,
although if
that
you...
probably more depends on the dragon. Like, I need to pull up what its specific polymorph is. Right. Nope, can't do that. Just click See, I'm having to navigate without a keyboard, so this may take a minute. The soda did more damage than I expected.
That's unfortunate.
No.
Okay, found an adult dragon.
Train shape. The dragon magically polymorphs into a humanoid or beast that has a challenge rating no higher than its own. So...
Yeah, let's see. What in the new form, the dragon retains its alignment, hit points, hit dice, ability to speak, proficiency, legendary resistance, lair actions, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma scores, as well as this action. Otherwise, everything else is... So it doesn't specify creature type.
Well, no, it says that you turn into a humanoid or a beast.
Well, I'm saying it doesn't say that it keeps it either. Like, it's not like they're in its list of exceptions. That's not included as an exception. That's what I'm saying. So I think I am technically humanoid. But that's a lot of loose interpretation.
I think it makes sense, but the simulacrum would just be the humanoid version, not a dragon.
You make a simulacrum of the humanoid, the version of yourself that you used your draconic shapeshifting to become. So it's got the eyebrows that are too far apart.
Yeah.
No. His mom fixed those. Well, no, he changed back again, so never mind. Those are gone. The fix is gone. So, yeah, we have slightly incorrect looking Cyrus.
That's how we can tell them apart.
Well, no, because I also look slightly incorrect.
Oh, yeah,
Until someone casts a spell magic.
Look, I tried twice. Alright, so what is... I've been lost in this simulacrum discussion. What are we... What...
So, I
That's you
believe
now.
I'm making a simulacrum with Wish twinned on me and Laramindus. With my simulacrum going to be their return trip, and the simulacrum of Laramindus staying to teach while Laramindus supervises Vindar.
Okay.
I mean, not supervises so much as facilitates. Just because he
Yeah.
can't get there without Laramendus.
Yeah.
Well, then,
And
you're not
supervise
running
also.
other things over there to
suggest
interact
that-
with your simulacrum.
Okay, you cast Wish. 2 simulacra appear. One, Laramendus. The other, weird eyebrows, Cyrus. Both naked.
And so I put the clothes on them.
Put the clothes on them. So, real Cyrus and Simula Amendus, you're going to just leave the mansion and head out to start helping the army train. Who...
I'll tell both simulacrums to follow Laramindus' orders, so that he can set his up how he wants, and so that somebody else over there is in control of the simulacrum Cyrus that's running around.
Reasonable. Okay, so they have the orders to follow Laramendus. Laramendus, you can tell yours how to instruct. It's ready to go do that. Cyrus can go with it. Who is going to the university with Lair and Cyrus? Leah, do you want to go to the university?
Not unless Raiken does.
Raiken, do you want to go to the university?
No, I don't think it really interests Raiken.
Yukikaze, do you want to go to the university or train the army?
I think I should be diligent on my duties.
I agree.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I think that would Raiken is wanting to train the army.
He's got to fight somebody. He didn't get to fight devils.
Exactly.
Vendar's going... Jebel, are you going to the university with Vendar to go see Visandrius again, or are you going to stay with the army?
University.
University. Is that everybody? Because I know Vendar's going, I know Laramedis is going, and I know that Cyrus Lacrum is going. Leah's staying with Raiken. Raiken's staying. Yukikaze's staying.
Yeah, so someone has to babysit the Dragonborn. Make sure he doesn't get into too much trouble.
Yeah, okay, that seems to be everybody. Okay. Lorelei. She'll stay with Leah. Okay. Then, the day of the training is going to be pretty standard. You know, some what do we call it? You have to retrain some of the stuff, obviously, because you've only been with them really a day, and backpedaling. That's the word I'm looking for. Some backpedaling, but, you know, they are largely able to absorb that faster and then take on new lessons. Things seem to go pretty well overall. Boards. I'm pretty sure I have.
Oh, how is Raiken's stomach holding up, fighting right
Oh
after
my
eating
god,
that
that's
much?
a really good question. Raiken, I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, and the DC is going to be 28.
Oh my god.
How much did you eat?
He ate quite a lot, and then Jebel came and fucked with him, and he ate more.
Oh wait, so what is this? This is concentration?
Constitution saving.
Constitution?
To not lose your breakfast.
Oh.
I can't make that.
Raiken needs to get a 14.
Please don't.
Rude.
Raiken might have a throw-up attack coming soon. Raiken is going to use his inspiration. Oh no!
Oh, middle of sport, you're showing them how it works, and then just projectile vomit right in their face.
Raiken got a 27.
So, you push yourself out from the table. You decide, I don't get to fight devils, but at least I can go back out and put the army through its paces. And maybe get to fight one of them and show off and be cool. And you get to the door of the mansion, and it's like you got Leah there, you got Yukikaze there. You're all gonna head out together, and you get to the door of the mansion. All of a sudden, like the whole world kind of like lurches left, and you just bam! Your hand hits the side of the doorframe, keeping you from falling over, and you just feel like the worst twisting pain in your stomach. And you haven't experienced this in a while. You haven't, like, other than alcohol, you haven't hit your limit on things in a while. Like, you're Raiken. You don't have a limit. So you find yourself a little confused about what's going on at first, but then all of a sudden you find yourself on your knees in the doorway, just hanging out the door, looking down at the green grass of this place that gently blows, and you take some deep breaths, you kind of center yourself, you get a handle on it, and you kind of try to push yourself back, back to your feet, back to standing, keeping a hand on the door there, and you look up, and that's when you realize your mistake, because you see the void that surrounds the mansion, and that sends you over the edge, full-on vertigo, and...
Oh god, it's gonna be worse than the meat sweat!
You suddenly find yourself kind of tumbling down those first couple steps and losing it like mid-roll.
That grass looks too green.
Too green. Time to yellow it up. Actually pink, I guess, since it was all meat. And so for the others of you around him, you see him kind of go down, come back up a little, then suddenly pitch sideways, and then just go tumbling, shoulder over shoulder, rolling hot dog style down the stairs, and it's as he hits like that last step before the grass that he just loses, and it just arcs this pink globulous stream through the air over him like a rainbow that then falls partially upon him, mostly on the stairs and grass, and he just keeps coming.
Pink and brown, disgusting rainbow.
I like the idea that he's throwing up as he's rolling down.
Yeah. He was throwing up as he was rolling down. That's why it arced out like that.
Yep. The spitting vomit.
Yeah.
I think nearby to that, you see there's like 5 servants, and they all have their fingers on their noses, except for one who looks very sad.
I guess who has cleaning duty.
The one
That's
has
sweeping brush.
is the only one that's cleaning.
And come out with a sweeping brush and just sweep Raiken off of the edge.
Alright. That. Apply to game board.
just keeps vomiting. He's like, God, it won't stop. Help me.
It's those times where you are sick to your stomach and you just want to say, it can't get anywhere, and it just keeps coming.
You did this to yourself.
Wait. Leah's right here. It's like, Leah, do you have the Lara Mendes spell to clean up your dad?
The Lara Mendes
Yeah, I have prestidigitation.
Yeah, he might need that.
Yeah, but I'll wait until it's over.
There we go.
What color of dragon would have that as their breath weapon?
I guess it's kind of close to black.
You mean the vomit? Yeah.
Yeah. It's an acid stream attack. It is basically vomit. I guess we'll take copy of Gold Dragon Virus. What the hell? Why can I never spot the ones I need at the time that I need them? There you are.
Because that would be convenient.
Alright, and Jebel. Right, Jebel. Boom. Okay. So you phone ahead to the Marble City.
I spend my signature sending for that, so it is marked down.
Okay. Zoop. Just do that. Lock it in. Grab you guys. Toss you in here. Toss you in here. There we go. I lost somebody. Oh well. I lost Cyrus. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. He's inside Lara Mendes.
It's uncomfortable.
There we go. Okay. You all, the last 15 minutes, appear in the Marble City after getting permission to do so. Who's actually waiting here? Vanessa, Genevieve. I don't even remember who you are. Hold on. Hold on. Are you control find BN? Nothing. She's not in my notes. Oh, VAN, sorry. Maybe she is, actually. Vanessa, 1 of 1. Black Rose. Nope, that's Black Rose. Nope, I don't remember who this is. I didn't add them to my notes because I'm not smart. They're not here.
Remember, last time there had been
Black
a
Rose
Dragonborn receptionist.
I do. They're over here. Who they totally don't have a name.
Yeah, Black Rose is just Leah's group.
I know. Yes, it is. It's true. Name.
It's infected the university.
It was a different name. That one says Vanessa Genevieve, and the other one is just Vanessa, the energetic member of the Black Rose.
Oh, roots are everywhere. I swear.
I like the lightning effect on the gem there in the middle of the teleportation circle.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was.
Wait a couple of years, and Leah has her own spy network in the entire Amaranta.
That was Derek. I remember showed me that trick way back when.
Which trick? I was.
The lightning on the teleportation circle to make it more magic-y. So, you appear on the portal, and the Dragonborn who met you last time, them, stands before the gate, and they bow to you, and they say, welcome back, Professor. I didn't expect to see you through again. It is quite late, so I did not inform the deans. I believe that you are now established here, so you should have some leeway on that. I was not strictly forbidden to allow you out of here, should you come again.
Excellent. And I think I will just actually. What time is it? Or it because
it was
like
morning.
barely morning.
Yeah.
Where we were.
It was like 7 a.m. and you're now way over.
So it's like
8
it's
hours.
Like 2?
Well, I think it's actually about 11 p.m. the previous day.
Okay.
Dang.
So there'll be some people up, but it is outside of, like, office hours at this point.
Yeah.
Most professors... Mm-hmm. One more time. Vendor.
Well, Sandrius is up.
It was more that I had talked over you.
I don't know
He
why
said, as long as Visandris is up.
I know. I just meant that he didn't need to shout it. It can't come through. I just talked over it.
Sorry.
And then I got blasted. Anyway, as long as Visandrius is up, he says.
Hermendus will say to... what was this person's name?
This is Relura.
Relura. Hermendus will say to them, I will make sure to inform... I can't remember the dean's name.
Give me a second, because it actually it was like Amara. Amara. Where is my Sudaran Feywild Solzarakis? Amara Coralia, Dean of the College of Abjuration.
Okay. I will make sure to inform Dean Amara when it's a more suitable time of day.
Hello?
Hello?
I
So I'll shut my computer down. That's fun.
Oh.
no.
And I no longer have access to T, which is part of my password. So here we are.
I'm sorry, it's not funny.
No, it's hilarious.
Goodness gracious.
That really sucks.
So yeah, I guess I'll be ordering a new keyboard, it seems.
Anyway, as you say, as long as Visandrius is up, Rolera is going to look extremely uncomfortable. And they say, very likely, that man is active at all hours. You will need to find him in his lab. He is not allowed among the students.
Is he human or elf?
He was an elf.
More time to be him.
Yeah. Long life, and he doesn't have to sleep.
Yeah, Jebba would pretty much everyone that Lara Mendes has introduced any of you guys to as friends of his has been an elf, just because of like
racism
time. No, like any humans that he knew when he was traveling and everything are dead.
Yeah, you're more than 60 years out from the time that you were here. On a permanent basis. So anybody you would be introducing the party to would be 60 years older than the last time you saw them. So yes, all of that just to say, yeah,
Yes,
they're all
like-
elves.
I have to introduce it to my friend Dave, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Dave's dead. Been dead for like 30 years."
How long was I gone? Oh,
That's
right.
why he never wrote back.
Anyway, I can mark you up a map to get you to his building. I don't recommend going to see. How do you know about him?
Old friends.
That's disturbing.
I think Laramentis looks like dejected.
They're going to head away from the entrance to the portal and gesture you follow. And they're going to, pull off a sheet of paper. They're going to say a few arcane words over it, and you're going to see a top-down, like a road map of the Marble City appear, like being drawn on this sheet of paper. And they're going to take a quill, quickly dip it in the ink. They're going to circle where you are, and then quickly slash a line with a couple turns on it, and then mark an X. And they're going to blow on the ink a moment to let it dry, and then hand it across and say, just make sure he stays in the building.
Certainly.
We don't want a repeat of last time.
I think Laramentis just like nods knowingly.
Hmm.
Like his last time and their last time,
Not
probably
the same
different
one.
incidents.
Yeah.
But like spiritually,
Yeah.
they're the same.
Yeah. Goodness. Oh, here. Will you be staying long, or should I expect you to be departing soon?
I think that we're intending to stay for a short amount of time, he says.
Most of the people you might wish to speak to would have recently retired, and I wouldn't imagine they'll be available for several hours. In case there's anyone other than him you want to see.
I think that we certainly have the time that I'll be able to not disturb the dean, but still be able to speak with her. And like Larament, like he's very like hopeful. He's basically like convincing himself. Like he's like, this is a thing that I want to do, and I'm gonna make sure that we have the time to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the benefit of the other people here with him.
Yes. Well, they're going to take their ledger and just like grab a fistful of pages and turn back, and then kind of thumb them off a couple at a time, clearly reading the pages, looking for something. And they're going to finally stop and say, last time you left via the perpendicularity.
This time we are going to be teleporting.
Very good. Please make sure that you return here to do that.
Laramentis will nod.
I'm certain I don't have to remind you, Professor, but for the benefit of your guests, the rest of the island has a protection against teleportation, conjuration, magic, and so, while it is not impossible, it may be painful. Or lethal. I don't recommend it. This place is reserved for that, coming and going. Other than the perpendicularity. Enjoy your stay, and don't drink anything he gives you.
Thank you. And head out.
Thank you.
Caught on the doorway.
Always something. Hey, look. There she is. I don't remember what I built here.
He's just walking around with like a sandwich, sees Laramendos walking by, and just like tracks him, and is like, "What the fuck?"
Okay, you know what? I think I remember that I basically just used the corner of the dorm, since it was kind of an interesting little area. So we'll just do that again. Boop. 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 Boop.
I think when we approach the building, Laramendos is going to cast Mage Armor on himself.
Reasonable.
Which also gives him his Arcane Ward.
Alright. So this will be our stand-in, just as it was last time. But this time... Vendar... by Sandrius. Oh, yes. I need lights. I need bigger lights. Fancy lights. Lights that say, you want to be my friend. That'll do for now. So, you gain access to the building. Cyrus Lacrum just following, waiting for the command to teleport.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess he does still have the mannerism of Cyrus.
Yeah.
But since he's not going to be able to learn, I feel like he's not going to be asking questions.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes. This'll do. I'm gonna try to appreciate this for a moment. Because they added...
screenshot of the token in the in Discord, just because it's hard to see.
Yep. That's a good plan. I like that plan. This is Visandrius. Note that as
goggles.
as described before, he seems like he's got these old scars over large portions of the left side of his face and body. You in fact see that despite being an elf, he's got almost no point to his ear, as it's been blown off perhaps multiple times. He has almost no eyebrow over his left eye.
He's got almost no ear to his ear.
Almost no ear to his ear, almost no eyebrow, and all of the hair on the left side of his head is gone, and that was not a style choice, as you can see that a large swaths of the left side of his head are scar tissue with no hair follicles to speak of. You can almost see, you feel like you should be able to see soot and smoke rising off him as if he is actively burning as you approach him, and he turns from whatever work had been occupying him at the workbench, and you imagine he is looking over the four of you, though his eyes are completely invisible behind the purple lenses of his goggles. The leather strap of which you can see is bit quite deeply into the flesh of his scalp, as they are tight over his face, and a smirk quirks his scarred and twisted lips as he with a vial still gripped in his hand, extends his forefinger, wagging it a bit, the liquid in the vial sloshing indelicately within, seeming like at any moment it's going to splash out of the vial and perhaps onto his very stained coat. He says, "I remember you. You're my guy. my purple worm poison guy.
I am, and I got you more. Plus, I got a new little something, and yes, it is the reason why I'm a Dragonborn now.
Yeah, how did he recognize him?
He's got the vibe of his guy. He knows his guy.
He knows his guy.
You see the goggled face turn towards you, Jebel, and the brows knit, and he just raises that vial in his hand and pokes a finger violently into his extremely crooked and scarred nose. And you see as he does this, he twists his hand just so, and the vial does spill its contents onto his lab coat, which immediately begins to deteriorate where it lands. And he says, "He's got the smell one always recognizes purple worm poison. Whatever other smells try to mask it. In this case, scaly musk. It's not bad on
back and
you."
forth between the two and just gonna nod like, yeah, that makes sense.
Laramendus just looks uncomfortable.
Wait a minute. I know that. Perfume. I haven't smelled that in decades. Not since I had questions for a particular people studying man. Is that you, Professor Laramendus?
It is indeed. I've helped to bring my friend here to speak with you.
Well, welcome, old acquaintance, though not forgot. And he's going to approach you in that unsteady canter he has, seeming like he's going to spill yet more of the contents of this vial as he reaches out his hand, and then sort of stops himself, his shoulders contorting somewhat, and he tilts his head, seemingly appraising the hand with the vial, and draws it back to himself, and extends the wrong hand. He extends his left hand, which is empty, to you.
Okay, I think Laramendus, his eyes are like fully tracking the vials as Visandrus is walking over to him, just like unblinking, just like watching the liquid slosh in ways that he's not comfortable with, and he will shake his hand. He's hesitant because again, like he's mostly concerned about like whatever residue might be on like the glove.
He wears these gloves, leather gauntlets basically, that run up the sleeves of his very plainly a white lab coat over rather fine clothing. But these gloves are fingerless. His bare fingers able to interact with all of his vials and everything.
Not originally.
Huh? You don't.
Not originally.
Yeah, that's probably true.
You see that some of the fingers do extend a little bit more than others.
Well,
But Laramendus will take his hand.
how in the hells have you been, Professor?
Things have been busy recently.
I imagine that's true. If you were traveling with my good friend here, and he's going to, retrieve his left hand from you so that he can slap the shoulder of the Dragonborn, and did not come to visit me last time you were in town.
We were only here for a short time, and I was Yeah, I guess indisposed with other conversations.
He seems almost to lose interest as you begin giving this explanation, and just teeters away from you and begins walking back to the place where he had been working. And he says, "So you say I spent several hours instructing these two very good boys in the use of unstable chemical."
I think when he says that, I think Laramentis gets like a 1,000-yard stare as he remembers those unstable chemicals being hurled at his face. He says he just like makes a noise of like a non-committal kind of like.
Tell me, was it Mr. Draknir? How did our experiments fare in the field?
Well, they worked really well against Lair.
It is an uncommon honor to get to experience the fruits of one's labors firsthand. Tell me, Professor, what was it like?
Excruciating.
The pain, was it centered around the points of impact, or did it penetrate more deeply?
Laramentis is uncomfortable, like, with answering the question, so he just sort of pause. He does answer, but there's like that pause of like, I don't know that I should.
You notice, as you consider whether or not you should answer, that his hand has found a writing utensil and is writing on a book that is to the side and somewhat behind him. He is not looking, but he is writing. And as you continue not answering, you're going to see that characteristic tilt of his head and the curling of the unburned side of his mouth. He says, "Please do go on, Professor. It's for posterity. Be honest."
I think like with a frown, he will answer. I don't know what the answer to the question is personally, but Laramentis is intimately familiar with the answer.
You describe your experience in gruesome detail. It is not fun to recount, but I imagine that there is a small petty part of Lair that is hoping that it will be as difficult to listen to as it is to say.
It's like while he's hoping that he knows it's not true.
No.
He knows that every bit of information is it's just like better and better for this guy. It's like there's that little bit of hope that like he's like maybe he's different now.
I will
and just
say
like, no.
I will say that reading his reaction, his delight, his joy at hearing all of this is visibly to you disconnected from it being done to you. He is not taking pleasure in the fact that you were hurt. He is absolutely in love with the idea of actionable data.
He is just thrilled that somebody experienced it and then came to him.
Yeah. This is rare. He records. Wonderful. Truly, I had some doubts, given the limited time that we were able to work on this. project. That the efficacy of the prototypes we produced would be as high as desired. Perhaps, if we have time now, we can improve on the design, Mr. Draknir, Mr. Raglan.
I certainly wouldn't mind that. Though I would like to look at the new toy first. It's called a nitroglycerin.
Oh, that's right. And he's going to very quickly cross back to you. We are over time, so I do kind of want to, he's a fun character, so I don't mind splitting his scene over 2 sessions.
And I think the change in tack is a reasonable point to call that, yeah.
Yeah. But he is going to come to very close up to you, seemingly hopeful that you are going to proffer something for him, and we will pick it up there as he approaches the group, hoping to hear about this new toy. Bysandrius. What a fun fucking character.
I love this guy.
Alright.
There's very few, like, truly evil people that we've spent appreciable amounts of time with.
Usually you have reason to stop
He's
them.
one of them.
He doesn't consider himself evil.
That is true. He does not. That does not make that the case, though.
Well, most bad
wonder
people
what
don't
his life
consider themselves
actually
bad.
That's very true. Most everyone is the hero of their own story. Now then, no, that's the wrong thing. Okay, so, thank you everyone for being here, especially through some technical difficulties. I hope everybody had a good time. I think everybody's level 20, so I don't have to say experience anymore. Is that right? Everybody's 20 now?
Chapter.
Alright. Congratulations on everybody being 20. We did it. I'm gonna keep saying it at the end of every episode for a little while because that's so cool to me that we were able to pull off a 1 to 20. I know not everyone in the room started at 1, but some of the people here did, and that's very pleasing to me.
Can those also didn't start at 1 just add those levels? We keep getting XP.
I'm gonna get to 27.
Alright. I'll see you all next time on Everybody Loves Raiken. Bye, stream!
Bye, stream.
Bye.